Pittsburgh Steelers running back Najee Harris has been vocal about the decline of the running back market. Now, with this recent statement Najee Harris made, I think he may be sending a message to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Najee Harris is talking about how the running back position is not devalued, only when it comes to pay. The teams just don't want to pay the running backs, quoting saying they just don't want to pay us. Now, he's saying that the running back position is value. Teams will say, hey, we need to lean on you. We need to use you to run the clock out, close this game out. So the running back position is valued at that point in time, to close out the game and stuff like that. But when it comes to pay, it's devalued, and he goes to say about the running backs, the teams, when it comes to get paid, the teams use the wear and tear quote for them. It's like the running backs goes to the team, hey, I did my job, I ran, I produced. Okay, now it's time for me to get what he said, what they feel like is right. The compensation that they feel is right for their contributions to the team. All right, and the team can come back and say, hey, you got wear and tear. He said, turn the other cheek. You got wear and tear. Basically, take this right here. Not what you want, what we want you to have. And if you look at that, that may be what Najee Harris is thinking that the Pittsburgh Steelers will do to him. He may be thinking that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to take that angle when it comes time to pay him. Because if you look at it, Najee Harris is going into his third season. Depending on what happened this year, the Steelers may take that angle, this year and moving forward. First season, a lot of touches. He played all the games. Najee Harris is a durable back. He played all the games in both seasons, so he has that working for him, but it could work against him. But first season, played all the games, a lot of touches. That's wear and tear there. Second season, Les Frank, even though he played all the games in the second season, which was last season, he was battling through the Les Frank. So his first two seasons, a lot of touches. Second season, Les Frank. You see that you see how that's going, and then what happens this season. You never know what happens this season. Hopefully Najee Harris can stay healthy. But just say he gets a lot of touches this year. So you got your first year, a lot of touches. Second year, Les Frank. Third year, back to a lot of touches. Which I think they're going to split the load up. Jaylen Warren is shown that he can carry more load, so he may get a increased dosage with the load. So and then after that, you have to say what the year after that, that would be his fourth year, coming in his fourth year after this year. And then you have to think about it. Where's the money going to come in for Najee Harris? Him and Pat Freiermuth coming in at the same time. Pat Freiermuth being a second round player, so there's no fifth year option. You can get a fifth year option with Najee Harris. He's playing good enough to get that picked up, to get that extra size with the Steelers. But still, you're going to have other players, man. There's always going to be somebody, you want to pay him or Najee, this player or Najee, Kenny Pickett, the quarterbacks, when your quarterback shows you he's your guy, you have to go ahead and lock him down. You can't play around, especially at that position. So he can be in a situation with, hey, Kenny or Najee, that's a no-brainer. Then like I said, Pat Freiermuth, there's no fifth year option. So it's, hey, what are you going to do with Pat? What decision are you going to make there? Is that even a decision? Pat Freiermuth or Najee Harris? So you got other guys, and then TJ Watt, his deal will be ending, soon. So he's definitely not challenging a TJ Watt contract. That's just not happening. So the money thing, I think everything is just coming into fruition with Najee Harris. Everything is just hitting him all at once, and that's why I believe he's so vocal, because I think he can see where it's going with him. And that's why I said he's putting the message out there. Like when he said when players go to teams to get what's right, and they turn the other cheek and say wear and tear. I think that part right there was the clear message. I think he's trying to send to the Steelers, because that was the Steelers' MO, to run it back into the ground, and then it changed recently, but I think that's the message there. And then you look at the Steelers, guys are getting paid. Alex Highsmith, got paid. TJ Watt, Minka Fitzpatrick is making a nice buck. So he's seeing guys getting paid, and he's feeling like, hey, I may be doing more work than those guys. I may be more valuable than those guys, in his opinion. And then the compensation just isn't there for him to his liking. So man, it's just a lot of factors that I believe he's coming, it's just coming into his head. And it's like each year that passes, it's like, man, where do I stand here, with this market? So I mean, every time you hear about running backs, voicing their opinion or opinions about the running back market, the Zoom calls, the meetings, anything about the running back market, or players coming out saying, voicing their frustration about the running back market, you always hear about Najee Harris. You always hear his name. You see him in there. You always have a statement, from Najee Harris voicing his opinion, and you have to look at it too. These are national reports. This is not Najee Harris talking to somebody in a bar or, outside, or a private conversation. These are things that gets out, that leaks to the media, that gets back to the organizations, the teams, and everything like that. And he's aware of that. Anytime a microphone is in front of you, or, cameras, it's going to get back to the organization. So for him to be so vocal, so many times, and to make it his point, to get his point out there, to say everything that he's been saying, is definitely eye-opening, and you have to take that into account, and hopefully it doesn't get out of hand, because now hopefully he made his recent statement. Hopefully he can get that out, voice your opinion. You always want to vent, get your opinion out there, let people know how you feel. All right, you let the team know you're not going to be taking any hometown discounts. That's clear. You're going to want what's right for you, not what the team feel is right. So, hopefully he got that point across. He got that out there to the team. And with training camp starting, training camp is here. The start of the new season is here. And that should be his focus right now, getting ready for the season. Control what you can control, and that's your work. That's your efforts, and that's your production, what you can put, how you can help your team win ball games. It should be the focus. And let the market and the contracts and all that stuff, let that sort itself out when it's time. So Najee Harris, I believe, is sending a message to the Pittsburgh Steelers, man, with these quotes, with these statements. Hopefully, he got it out of his system, and he attacks the field, attacks camp, and stay focused on what's more important right now, and that's getting ready for this important season. Each season is important, but this one, you know, with everything and new plate, new pieces, and all that. So we'll just have to see what goes on with the Pittsburgh Steelers and Najee Harris. So thanks for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bells to get all the new videos. And until next time, I'm out.